Hi everyone, and welcome back to Jungle Goddess. I really hope you had a great Christmas. So now we're in this period between Christmas and New Year, which always feels a bit like the Twilight Zone to me. Like I'm in a void between expectation, reality and opportunity. I liken it to being trapped within the Janus Gate. Most of the time I'm a look forward kind of gal, but at this time of year I find myself equally looking back on what has been, what I have achieved and experienced, and what hasn't turned out as I'd hoped or expected. But at the time I'm using that reflection to determine what I want the future to bring and what plans I want to put in place to go after my goals. The Roman god Janus is the god of beginnings and transitions, and as we are about to go into January, named for the god Janus, this is a great time to think about what you want out of 2022. Now, I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions here. I'm talking about those things that you're determined to change or create in your life for good. I'm talking about breaking old habits and creating new habits. So what do you want to change in your life in 2022 and beyond? Do you want to feel more energetic, have less bloating, eat healthier, incorporate regular activity into your daily routine, be able to handle stress better? Maybe put aside time for self-care. Maybe you want to start a new hobby. Drink less. Maybe feel better about yourself. Spend less time on social media. Maybe learn a new skill. Now, you are the sum of your habits. When you wake up, whether or not you press the snooze button, if you have coffee first thing or tea, the route that you take to work, when and if you exercise, what you snack on mid-afternoon, what you buy in the supermarket, the time that you have dinner, where you have dinner, your bedtime routine, even the side that you sleep on at night. The way we think, if repeated enough, becomes a habit too, and can influence how positive or negative your internal dialogue is. If you are repeatedly talking yourself down, then that becomes a habit and it becomes an expectation. So this is something that you can break. Because the thing is, all of your habits were created because you repeated them enough for them to become automatic. So ultimately, what you repeatedly do is what forms who you are, how you think, and what you believe. So think, are you perfectly happy with yourself, or are there things that you want to change? Now, you can think of building change and creating new habits in 4 stages. Now, it's the brain that really initiates the new behavior, and it's normally because we've determined some sort of benefit or reward associated with the change. So we've thought, oh, if I do this, I will get that. And so if I eat healthier, I will have more energy. I need to eat healthier and feel better. Then that motivation kicks in to fuel the change that we desire. So how strong that desire is, so, how much do we want that energy? Those higher levels of energy. How much do we want to reduce the amount of bloating that we've got? How much do you want to free up time to do something that you enjoy doing? And then it's really our capability and our discipline that enables us to respond to that action repeatedly. Obviously, capability is important because we need to be able to affect the change. And then discipline is what forms the habit Discipline is what enables us to repeat it again and again and again. Obviously backed up with that motivation to get us to the desire that we want to achieve. So finally, we realize that reward and we satisfy the desire. Now, how fully the reward satisfies our desire will determine how fully the habit becomes embedded in our life. If you lose the desire, the habit will fade away. If you've been motivated to change your diet to reduce the amount of bloating that you get, and you reach a point where you no longer have bloating, then that relief, that elimination of pain and discomfort is what then motivates you to keep that habit going. Now, according to studies, it takes 18 to 254 days for a person to form a new habit. But that really does depend on the type of habit that you're trying to form. Generally, a habit gets easier to maintain after 3 weeks, and on average, it takes 66 days to form a new habit. One way of helping you establish a new habit is doing something called stacking habits. And it's the idea of associating your new habit with an existing habit. So kind of like piggybacking it off of something that you're already doing. Now, I was able to use this when I tried to establish a new habit of exercise. So, I always put it off. I'd have every good intention to do some exercise during the day, but it always got put off. So I ended up stacking my exercise habit onto my getting up, the time that I got up. So I got up, and the first thing I did was exercise. I actually stacked 3 habits together: exercise, writing in my journal, and making time for self-development. So I actually studied quite a lot in the morning. And I stacked these 3 new habits and implemented them in association with the time that I get up every morning. Now, I've been doing that for over a year now, and if I don't do it, I feel like I haven't completed my morning routine. So look for patterns in your day and consider how you could use an existing habit to help create a new one. For example, if you get home from work and you go and sit down and switch the TV on, instead of that, use that time to go out for a walk. So you're stacking it on top of that TV time, but a walk around the block before you do the TV. So you associate a walk around the block with the reward of watching TV. So let's get back to looking forward into 2022. So what new habits do you want to create? What are your health and wellness goals and aspirations? Now, during January, I will be inspiring people every day with a new healthy habit, and I would love for you to join me. Each day, I will introduce a new lifestyle habit that will be beneficial to your health and well-being. I'll run a short live video each day to introduce the habit and answer any questions that you might have. So to join me, click the link in the description and join my Facebook group to start creating long-lasting habits. I'll be using the hashtags start today, repeat tomorrow. So feel free to use those when you comment on any of the habits. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this time within the Janus Gate. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you in January to start creating healthy habits. Have a happy new year.